All right. Well, hey, everybody. It's Grimm Green from GrimmGreen.com back here today. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I want to give a very warm welcome to my new subscribers. I do hope you find what you're looking for on this channel. Today is Monday. It is Mech Mod Monday, and I'm talking about a mech mod. I picked this up at the Vegas Vape Summit. This is the Limitless Mod. A lot of people have been asking about this Limitless Mod. Do I like it? Do I not like it? Is it wonky? Is it weird? So far, it's actually been really, really good. But in order to get to know this just a little bit better, what we're going to do is go up close and personal, as we often do, for a quick, short, uppy-closey time. All right, yeehaw, let's spend a little bit up close and personal time here with the Limitless Mech Mod. I've got it all broken down to its components, and I took apart the switch because I want to show you the switch. So here's the switch housing. We're going to start at the bottom. This is the switch housing made out of brass, and you can kind of see these rails in here. That's for your switch to sort of move on and glide on. It keeps it from getting weird or crooked or diagonal or arcing. It prevents the hot button issue that happens in a lot of mech mods. This is the stainless steel spring. It's a pretty strong spring. It's not like, it's not like a, like a 6-pound spring or anything like that, but it does feel very, very nice. So when you put this together, you're going to put your spring on there, you're going to slide your button in there, and all you have to do is line up those rails with the same little notch cutouts on the bottom, and that's your button right there. It's nice and smooth, very, very smooth. And like I said, those rails keep it from twisting or getting off center in there, prevents hot button issues. And then you have this little ring here, right there. That's the stopper. And this gets threaded onto the switch. So the contact and the button are not too different. There's not a screw going into the switch. It's all one piece of brass. So that screws down on there, so when you let go, your button doesn't go past. It kind of sits very, very flush with the bottom of the housing there. It's a nice little throw, just like that. It's great. And then this Delrin piece is how you adjust for battery rattle. And this just threads in there, and it threads all the way down, just like that, and then you adjust it. It's very, very easy. It doesn't get stuck up or down or anything like that. It's very, very easy to just give it a few turns, adjust for that battery rattle. And you have to adjust for battery rattle on the bottom because the top is a hybrid connection. Those are the 4 vent holes right there with little grooves. Hybrid connection on top, which means your atomizer will be directly touching your battery. So again, safety first, make sure that your atomizer has a nice protruding 510 pin on there. So this is the body of the mod, and it looks like this. And you're saying that's kind of an ugly mod. Yeah, it's kind of an ugly mod, but what makes the Limitless great are these sleeves. So they make a bunch of these sleeves, and they're metal sleeves. They're made out of aluminum. Most of them are made out of aluminum. So what you do is you put your sleeve on here, and it just slides on. The tolerances are really nice. And then, here's your completed mod now. Look at that. That's your completed mod. And when it's all adjusted well, when you have an atomizer and you've adjusted the Delrin and you've adjusted for the sleeve doesn't spin or move or anything like that. It all stays on there very, very nice. I have a couple of these sleeves, and I could see buying like a bunch of these sleeves because it's nice to be able to change your mod. I got this one from Chelsea, Society of Vape. That goes on there, just like that, and it looks like a completely different mod. Let me pop that one off here and put the last one on, which is the one I probably use most frequently. It's just a straight up, shiny sort of neon green color. That goes on there. Then that's what your mod looks like, and it's great. So you have 2 things to adjust for. You have to adjust to keep the sleeve on there, and you also have to adjust for your battery and your atomizer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this atomizer, Tugboat V2. As you can see, very nice protruding center 510 pin on there, so it's good to go, good to use on a hybrid. So I'm just going to attach that, screw it all the way down. And then I'm going to take my battery, got a Samsung 25R, I'm going to put that in there. So then what I'm going to do is just put this together. See, there's a little bit of a gap right here. Now that's adjusted for battery rattle, so when I press the button it's going to fire, but it's not going to hold the sleeve on. You have to adjust it to hold both the battery and the sleeve on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ever so slightly let that one go in. Now I'm going to put my sleeve on. Let's just put it on upside down just for fun. I don't know. That sounds fun. Let's do that. So when you screw this on, oh, it's adjusted for battery rattle, but it still spins inside that sleeve. So you remember you have to adjust for battery rattle and the sleeve. You want your sleeve to stay on there. So I'm going to put that down just a little bit more. It's a little fiddly. And now it's adjusted. There's no battery rattle. It's all nice. The sleeve is on there. It's not spinning. And when I press the button, boom, it fires. The mech hits hard. So yeah, that's the Limitless, up close and personal. Let's get back out to normal view and let's vape this. So yeah, that's the Limitless, up close and personal, and the mod just hits hard. Now I hate doing those "it hits so hard" comparisons, but this mod does hit really hard. Full brass body, brass bottom, brass contact. The contact and the button are one piece. It has a hybrid top cap, which means your battery directly touches your atomizer, so you need an atomizer with a nice long protruding 510 pin. Safety first, everybody. But yeah, the mod just hits really hard. It hits really well. This is a 0.14 ohm. Okay, well, let's start over. Let's start that whole thing over. 0.14 ohm dual 24 gauge anarchist wire build. Tugboat version 2 with an anarchist comp cap. It's just pure goodness. Now the mod itself is built very well. I hate adjusting for battery rattle and the sleeve. And I know that that's just how it has to be if you want to have a sleeve on there. But you have to really fine-tune your adjustments to make sure that your battery is not going to rattle and your sleeve is going to stay on there without spinning around. I've been using it with the Tugboat version 2 a lot, and so you don't have to make that adjustment very often. And even now, I have a slight battery rattle. You have to make that adjustment when you switch atomizers, when you switch sleeves. Some sleeves are slightly different than other sleeves. I'm going to take that one off and I'm going to put this orange one back on here because, I don't know, because orange. And I know it's adjusted for battery rattle, but it's not adjusted for the sleeve. The sleeve still spins. I can spin the mod and not spin the outer sleeve, which if that doesn't bother you, then it's not going to bother you, but it kind of bothers me. And here's the problem. This Delrin piece currently is almost as far down as it can go. That is farthest down that it can go. And so if it doesn't work now, then that sleeve is just always going to spin. Okay, now it's nice and snug. It takes a lot of effort, just barely. So that's good. Got a little bit of battery rattle. So what I would like to do is move that Delrin up to keep the battery snug so I don't get that rattle. But if I move the Delrin up to get rid of the battery rattle, then it's going to make my sleeve spin even more than it is right now. It's a very fine balancing act. It's a little bit fiddly, and I like the simplicity of this mod. I love how hard it hits, and I love that I've never got hot button issues, no matter how low I've built on it. And I've built down to like 0.08 ohms. I mean, that's low for me. That might not be low for you, but that's low for me, and I've never got hot button issues. I just don't like having to adjust for the battery rattle and the sleeve. If you do it enough, you kind of, like adjusting anything, you get into a groove, you know exactly where it's supposed to go. I know that with the Tugboat that I have to put the Delrin all the way down. That's just how it is. Let me swap the sleeve out one last time. And I know this plastic sleeve is a little slightly bit different. I'm gonna put this green bandana one on here. It's good. I mean, it doesn't spin. Got a slight little bit of battery rattle up and down, but it's still going to work and it's still going to fire. It hits well, and it hits hard. So I'm going to link in the description to vaporhub.com where you can get this Limitless mod with all sorts of options. And it comes in brass, it comes in aluminum, and it comes in copper. And I have the brass one, and the saving grace of this is the sleeves. If this was just a straight up 22 millimeter brass mod, it would hit hard, it would smell like pennies, and I kind of wouldn't even give it a second thought. But the fact that for $30 I can get a bandana Tiffany blue sleeve, that's appealing to me, to be able to customize your mod like that. They have this one on here that's $50. It's called the Oana sleeve dark wood. Oh, it just looks so freaking cool. There's another one that's an Oana sleeve light wood. It just looks cool. They have a polished aluminum sleeve that just looks cool. They have a whole bunch of sleeves. You can change the way your mod looks. Even like these knurly ones, like the knurled aluminum one or like the knurled copper one, it just looks cool. So vape budget hands hard on this mech mod. So the brass without a sleeve is $119. Without a sleeve, the brass Limitless is $119, and then you got to buy a sleeve. And those go anywhere from like $20 up to $50 depending on what you want. So just this, no sleeve, $119. Now the aluminum body is only $79. Cheaper material, $79. That's a little bit better. The copper one is the most expensive, $154. So if I wanted this copper one, let's add this to my cart. Yes, I want the copper one. Give me the copper one, and I also want this wood sleeve that's $50. So now that I look at my cart, for the sleeve I want and the copper mod that I want, $225. Now granted, that is extreme. That's the most expensive mod and the most expensive sleeve. Now if I went back and I picked the aluminum body, I'm going to add that to my cart, and I'm going to pick this little cheapy $24 gunmetal gray sleeve that actually looks really, really cool. The total for that, $117. Not bad. I would consider doing that. I like the way the aluminum looks, and I like the way that gunmetal looks. Now, if Limitless gave you the option on their website, which I can't seem to find anywhere, or if VaporHub gave you the option of giving you like a Photoshop template and then letting you design your own sleeve, that would be effing cool. I would probably make a couple cool sleeves and just buy them and charge like $30 for your own custom sleeve with your own graphics. You can get your own, Joey Vapes 99 YouTube graphics all over your own Limitless mod. The Limitless is cool. It's a cool mod. It's a fun mod. It's girthy. It's 24 millimeters around, so your atomizers are going to kind of sit not flush with it. It's a little bit round. It's a little bit bigger, but I love the button. It's nice and smooth, and I just don't like the Delrin adjusty part in the bottom. I don't like having to adjust for battery rattle and to keep your sleeve on. But with that said, once you do it enough, you kind of get acclimated to it, and I am just going to start rambling here, so we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I'll have links in the description to where you can check out the Limitless mod if you're so interested in it. But that's what I got for today, and as always, let's keep on vaping.
That's enough.